Hey guys, what's going on? I just want to take a few minutes to show you something really cool that came in the door for me. Something that I've been looking for many years, probably since I was about 7 years old. It's a costume I've only tried to realize one time, and it is Darth Vader. I did get my hands on a Rubies Supreme Edition, very used, but it was a good exchange, and I'm happy with what I got. I feel like I robbed the guy personally, but I'm pretty happy with the quality that I got. I'm looking forward to upgrading and repainting some of it and making it look really nice. But in addition to the Rubies Supreme Edition, I was also given a Black Series helmet. A little bit of scuffs, things like that. It's not in greatest condition, but still really nice, and I'm okay with a few scuffs here and there. So I'm going to show you the Black Series helmet first, and then we'll go check out the Rubies costume. Alright, so what we've got here is the Black Series helmet. Obviously, the condition of the workshop is all over the place. I'm getting a little COVID crazy, so I'm doing a ton of builds, and there's just shit everywhere. But let's check out the Black Series helmet. So as I said, it's got some scuffs and things like that on it. It's been used. The gentleman who wore this actually physically wore it in a costume. I believe it was a fan film, and then uploaded it. So there's some things that I really like about the Black Series, but there is some things that, let me do a little wider angle here. There are some things too that need to change. So for starters, the whole thing is one solid black paint job. I don't mind that difference. But from what I am told, Vader is two tones. So like this piece here is all supposed to be different color black. This is all supposed to be gunmetal and things. The lenses are supposed to be red, and so there's a whole bunch of back and forth that I get from some friends of mine telling me what's supposed to change and what's not. The grills don't 100% match the way they're supposed to, but it's not really supposed to do that anyway. The tusks are rounded, as you can see here, so they're not 100% the way we want. But overall, the Black Series wasn't made to be accurate. The base of the face is way too wide on the Vader. It's supposed to be further out. The profile, you can see, is shallow. It's supposed to come further out and narrow up, and you will see that in the Rubies helmet. The height isn't there. But again, that's not what this is for. This is supposed to display differently. So, first thing I like is that this component, comes off, and it's magnets, and they're not evenly set. So there's a set point in there on the upper right, and then 4 magnets that scatter, and that is a very nice solid plastic. Put this over here with some of the Evil Dead stuff. And then you're left with this really nice reveal. You can see where the magnets attach, here, and here. The base sits here, and then these little guys are what line it up inside. So it's really kind of cool. This is very much similar to the reveal shot we got from episode 3 when they're putting the mask on Anakin. Just for fun, I may want to go in and add some character and some paint to some of this, but I really like this this look. It's really cool. And somewhere around here there's a button. That's fantastic. It's a good quality. It's loud. You'd hear this in person if you were wearing this for a costume. So I really like it. Now, what's also very cool about this is that this is a seam, and this comes apart here. So if you look around the back, these little plastic nubs strap off, and then you get the back attachment. And these are elastic, which I like. That's very good. But nice detail in here. This is rubber. A lot of these pieces on this are rubber. Some of them are plastic, some of them are rubber, but they attach very nicely. Nice all the way around piece. I apologize, the camera isn't focusing quite the way I want. And then the piece connects. So if we separate this is cool. Oh, you get the sound of it separating. And what's left is the base. Now, when you press the button without that, you get the Return of the Jedi dying Vader breathe sound, which I love. The inside, the detail is very sexy. Is it 100% accurate? Probably not, but like I know for a fact that these are supposed to be copper. These black tubes on the vocabulators are supposed to be copper. But you can just wear this and it sits around and it looks gorgeous. And then you have the half mask. So if we were to take this off the mannequin, which I'm about to do, and we flip around the inside, try to pull some of this away, you can see the detail inside. And that, it just looks fantastic. No one would ever see it unless you went looking for it, but I do want to repaint this and clean it up and make it a little bit closer to what Anakin looks like he's seeing in Episode 3. And I don't know if I want to swap out the lenses or not. I go back and forth. But yeah, fantastic. And then if you reattach on the magnets, the faceplate, gotta get it right, you get that secured mechanism. That's just so cool. So I am a very big fan of the Black Series helmet. I like it a lot. If you are a Star Wars fan, you should own one of these just because. It's not screen accurate, but the Black Series stuff never really is in terms of its sculpt and its dimensions, but what it's for, what its functionality is very much in the spirit of the Black Series. It's just supposed to be that extra level of fandom with a couple of cool knick-knack sounds here and there, which I really like, and it's far superior to any toys that have been released in the past. So this is halfway between a great costume helmet and a toy, and it just is wonderful. And if you're doing a cosplay where you want to have a Vader reveal, you just can't beat this. It's fantastic. Highly, highly recommend the Black Series Vader. All right, phase 2 of this is I told you I would show you the other helmet, which came with it. The Rubies helmet velcros in a very weird way. I may have to reassess how this attaches, but as you can see, the profile, it's not comparable. As soon as you look at it, this profile, the sweep, the narrow, the depth, this is very correct looking. I am a big fan of how this looks out. Now, this is actually two-tone painted. This is glossy. This is a different black than this. There's some flat in there. It's you can see the different two-tones. So I don't know if it came this way or the gentleman who worked on it this way did it. But the lenses are shit. You can see how badly they're curved. And you can see those profiles. You can just see the squiggles of light in them. They're not embossed well. I'm going to replace them because they suck. The tusks, again, they're a little better, but they're not great. But they're smooth, so they don't have the serrated edges. Tusks are always a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to swap that out. But again, you look at the grill. The grill's just, it's got a better, this up here is better. This down here, not so much. You can see the differences. So there's some right off the bat differences, but the helmet sits high enough. The eyebrow sweep is good. This needs to raise up a little bit. It doesn't have that thickness down here, and it's not totally symmetrical either, which is kind of interesting. See if I can turn this around without destroying everything. If you look at the back, you can see how the symmetry line changes. It bubbles up here, swoops down here. Just looking at that, you could see it kind of bolsters out here, swoops in there. So it's not even a really super symmetrical thing. It does look like it has some warping. I could heat gun this and work on it a little bit. But, I mean, if you're going to put on a Vader costume and just stare at it, that's pretty good. Even the neck, you can see how much this side swoops out to this. So I'm going to have to probably heat shape this a little bit. But with the two helmets side by side, this one looks more like a Vader helmet. But when you want to display the innards and stuff and you separate this out, you can't mess with that. It's just so beautiful. So I'm a big fan of this. If I'm wearing the costume, I'll probably wear this helmet. But I will tell you now, that helmet is the most uncomfortable fucking hot thing I've ever worn in my life. And I hate it. So I would not wear it for more than photo shoots. I can't, or a birthday party or something. I just can't imagine being stuck in that goddamn helmet for more than like fucking 10 minutes. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse. I'm trying to reduce the language. So let's take a look at the costume. All right, so let's just start. So on the floor, we've got gloves and belt. Well, belt 1. This is a complete unit, and it does work. They are on the wrong side, So these are supposed to be over here, and these are supposed to be over here. So whoever put the belt together, put it together backwards. But you can see this one is in bad shape. The light doesn't activate. That's either a battery issue or a wire issue. But this LED and these may be dead. I have to look into that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast this and these and put it over here. Now, these don't bubble out, but that doesn't bother me. The shin guards are great. The only thing that's weird about the shin guards, this is a neoprene fabric with a zipper on the back. This one is pleather. I do not know why. So I'm just going to cover the neoprene with a pleather so they match, but I can't figure out for the life of me why they're different. The costume itself is the jumpsuit's great. The legs, really nice pleather fabric, really nice feel. Again, hot as fuck. I'm actually let's get some light in here. Very, very warm. Again, the shoulder armor, gorgeous, but very, very worn and scuffed. Needs to be repainted. The clasp attachments, very bent. They need to be revisited a little bit. The paint job needs to be revisited. But I'm pretty happy with the look. The second belt that it came with, I don't know why they gave me two. Didn't come with any pieces, but what's interesting is unlike the one down below, which is two pieces, this silver piece and black piece are two different pieces. This is a separate belt piece. I like this because I could take this off and chrome this if I wanted to. The box does work, but I have to battery it up. I was told that they made some mods, and there are slits in the jumpsuit that it goes right into. Now, because of the way this sits on me, the box sits high enough to the armor so that it's not down on my stomach. This is just above the base of where my navel is, which is kind of perfect. So this is and these are the boots that I usually wear with Vader, although I'll be amending that as well. So this is a fantastic build that I have wanted to do for a long time, and the best part about this is that it's basically done. I just have to readjust the belt. I'll replace that belt strap with a full belt. The cod piece needs a little bit of attention and shaping. I'm probably just going to attach the cod piece to the belt. Because if I have two belts, I can, I'm also considering doing Legacy Dark Luke Skywalker. Because I think that would be a lot of fun. So if I just take this, just fold this back a little bit, and fold this back just a little bit and pull this down, you can get a much better look at that. The Episode 3 pauldrons, not my favorite, but I can fix them. I can replace them because the attachment mechanism that they use is one that we can change very easily. So I will be amending that. It zips all the way up the back, which again does nothing for ventilation, but look at the inner material on the jumpsuit. This thing is hot. So gonna have to be wearing a spandex jumpsuit under that, and then hope to God that it's not 1,000,000 degrees wherever I wear it. But this is definitely a winter costume. This is a Hoth Vader suit. This is not what you want to wear on Tatooine. But overall, really impressed with the Supreme Vader. It's kind of one of those out-of-box, you're good to go type deals if you can get one in good condition. And with that helmet that they sent, the profile's great. And if you want to incorporate the Black Series helmet for removal purposes, you'll still look really good. The only thing I need now is a really nice belt hanger. In terms of like 501st and stuff, that I can't really comment on. I'm not a 501st kind of guy. I'm more of I kind of wear what I want. I wear what I like, and it's not really what I'm about. Accuracy, you want to get accurate to a degree for me, but you don't want to get accurate like crazy. So, helmets. Let's see the costume again from afar. Next to Ash, and then Geralt. Really nice costume. Okay, so that's basically what I got. I was really happy with it. I'm excited to play with it. As a lot of you guys know, I've been doing a lot with Kylo since the new series dropped, and I have an Episode 7 Kylo from X-Kaiser that I've modified and I really liked. I actually got a very, very good deal, like $40, to pick up the Episode 8 Kylo from X-Kaiser as well, with the removable sleeves on the vest. And no, it doesn't have the pin tucks, but again, it's a very passable Kylo. If you don't want to wear the helmet, you get a wig, and that's a really great costume to wear. I have tons of different Kylo sabers and belt hangers and things to coordinate that costume. I picked up a lot of cool stuff from Galaxy's Edge to add to my Jedi costuming and things like that. I have custom sabers all over the place for original Jedi, because I have some Jedi robes from Galaxy's Edge. This was a Mace Windu that was busted, and I converted it into just like a Clone Wars junk type saber. I've got resin Obi-Wan sabers sitting around. I've got all sorts of crap. I got Mando armor that I'm working on. I got my Beskar ingots. Where's my Mando armor? A Mando style helmet, not specific to the show, but just some Mando stuff, you know, just if you want to do a generic kind of Mandalorian, which I do. So I have a lot of stuff hanging around. I've got my Yoda, which I haven't even started on yet. I suck. Hopefully I'll get there sooner than later. But yeah, very, very, very thrilled to get the Vader, because something else I was always kind of flirting with was, once you have the Vader jumpsuit and the shin guards and the belt, you can do Legacy Luke, you can do Anakin if he was a human, a la like Battlefront 4 design that we never saw. But one really cool aspect I'll show you that I was kind of pumped about that nobody ever did anything with. That's my Dragon Ball Z here. I don't really need that. Yeah. Something that I salvaged from my Disney conversion of my Kylo was the Kylo grill here. And I can chrome this out with some Alclad or even some Iron Lac chrome, and potentially do a Vader Kylo hybrid helmet, which is something I've always kind of wondered, like if he was really going to go and rebuild the helmet in episode 9, would he go full Vader? You might have seen something like that in the Trevorrow script. I don't really know. I read the Trevorrow script. It was all right. I'm much happier with the JJ version we got. I felt he landed that bird really well. I was happy with everything. I'm glad we didn't get some sort of weird spider egg Sith Lord that taught Palpatine instead of Plagueis. Because a lot of us were already kind of bummed when they did that with the original Star Wars. It was, hey, Obi-Wan, let's learn from him. Now he's dead. Well, I learned from a little green Muppet, so you can go train with him. And that was cool, and it worked, but it very easily could not have. I feel like the spider creature in Trevorrow's script would not have worked. So yeah, I'm not too upset over the loss of that script. And I saw on Star Wars Theory, the guy did like an animated take on the script or whatever, something like. It was really cool, but no, I'm happy with the JJ version. I'm a JJ guy. I like JJ, so I'm all about that. You don't like it? Suck a dick. I don't care. It's my interpretation. I'm happy with it. I support Star Wars. I don't tear it down. So if you're a tear down kind of person, that's your prerogative. I've lived in a world where people have torn down Star Wars since they re-released the special edition in theaters leading up to the prequels. So, and then they tore the prequels apart. And then they tore Clone Wars apart, the first animated Clone Wars. Then they tore apart the CGI Clone Wars for its animation and for Ahsoka. And then now Ahsoka's a beloved character. When Clone Wars first dropped, everybody hated Ahsoka. And people seem to forget that. Han shot first, Greedo shot first. Nobody cares, now, but it was a huge thing back then. There was, what was after that? Oh, Episode 1 had no plot. It had no protagonist. There was 4 characters at the same time. There was no protagonist. So who's the good guy? Who do we root for? It's not Obi-Wan. It's not Anakin. Anakin doesn't show up till halfway through the movie, and there was that whole debacle. Then we get a very linear movie with Episode 2. Hayden Christensen's acting is ruining the movie. It's so stupid. All the clones are the same actor, and they're all New Zealand actors. I don't get it. They're all British in the later movies, and they have different voices. So why are they all the same guy? And then we get to Episode 3. Episode 3, nothing in it connects to Episode 4. It's the stupidest interpretation ever. The Padme dying, Leia remembers her, but she doesn't because it's like 4 seconds, and tore it apart. So then here comes JJ, and he gives us something totally new and different. I'm like, wow, we've gone back to film. We've gone back to practical effects. This is great. Oh, it's just a rehash of Episode 4's plot. It's not unique enough. All right, so then here comes Rian Johnson with the most unique interpretation of Star Wars we've ever seen. Complete vision, What's the most difficult thing that could happen to each character? Let's do that. And it's great for character arc and acting and script purposes. And everybody goes, oh, well, this is so different. It just negated everything JJ did. Well, you just bitched about everything JJ did. So why wouldn't he undo it all? You just complained that it was not good enough. And it was just like, so then here comes episode 3. Oh, well, it was terrible. They should have just done it. At this point, it's just cooler to hate it than it is to support it and say I like it. The only things you're allowed to like are things that are off the beaten path. And then, of course, so Mando is popular. And then at first, everybody's really popular about it. But then it's so popular and everybody likes it. Now they're all coming back and talking about what's wrong with it and why it's stupid and why they hate it. It's very basic. It's very trivial. It's derivative. Bill Burr's in it. That ruins it. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. I can't with Star Wars fans. There are no Star Wars fans. I'm convinced. There's just anti-fans. I am a fan. I like that there's content. I like that they give us stuff. I don't care if it's a Dark Horse comic. I don't care if it's canon or not. I don't even use that word. It is whatever I feel like it is. I'm the fan. I can like whatever I like. So I like that there's content. I like that Disney's given us a truckload of content. Disney gave us Galaxy's Edge. I don't care what Disney does to Star Wars for the rest of my life. They could turn every single character into some sort of weird trans Twi'lek asexual being and it would still be fine with me because I just don't care. They gave us Galaxy's Edge. It was one of the best experiences of my life as a fan experiencing something. It's right up there with Harry Potter for me. Love it. Love Star Wars. Love everything about it. Love Vader. Now, am I doing episode 4, episode 5, episode 3? I don't care. I'm going to take the pieces of the various iterations of Vader that I like and what I have available to me and make a generic Darth Vader. I would like to do Vader in his prime. I would like to do Vader without his helmet. So that is a cool look. I've seen a couple cosplayers do that. And I think, A, that's great because you can breathe and you can talk. You can see. And it's a type of ventilation you can do. So I would like to do that Vader. What does that look like? I don't know. But I'll figure it out. But that's why I don't do 501st. It's a little too rigid for me. And let's face it, to get 501st approved is difficult. It's a big investment. So it's not an investment I'm willing to make. I'm not saying like, oh, I would be 501st if I wanted to be. I may not. I may not get approved if I really tried at it. So it's just not something that I want to do. I'm glad they're there. I'm glad that they're there. They provide great reference, the CRLs or whatever, all that stuff they do. I mean, it's wonderful, but it's just not my cup of tea. I do me the way I want, Geralt of Rivia, for example, perfect example, doing the sword, doesn't have the runes on it, will have the brooch, don't care. I have some more stuff that I'll be doing some videos on YouTube for. A lot of my Ash versus Evil Dead stuff is getting a lot of notoriety. The Necronomicon is a lot of people reaching out to me about getting one. A lot of people are reaching out about the very high quality Renfrey brooch that I worked on with Make Mia. And of course I have a mold of this so I can recreate them. A lot of people are reaching out about some Star Wars props and things that we do, that I do. But for the most part, I'm doing my best to keep up with everybody. Even though COVID is happening, I'm working remotely and I'm actually working more from home than I've ever worked in the clinic. So it's difficult for me. But I want to let everybody know that I'm gonna make some more updates. I hope that this video on Vader makes everybody happy. I will try to get a video of me in the costume at some point once I've finished the belt molds and modded that up. If I can get them all working with batteries, great. If I can't, I don't care. I just won't turn it on. It doesn't need to light up for me. I'm not that ridiculous about it. Oh man, how to crack that neck. I am just in love with this Black Series Vader helmet. I think it's one of the best helmets I've ever put my hands on in terms of fan service, and I just can't wait to paint it specially and mod it a little bit. And I'm really looking forward to doing that, and hopefully I'll show you guys some of that in videos here on YouTube. But I hope to have some more videos coming up at the front because so much of my Ash versus Evil Dead stuff is done with the KOS, the Knights of Samaria. I do not want to split my investment to two places. So all my videos for KOS stuff is really going to be on the KOS Facebook page, and my Instagram, of course, will have everything. But KOS Facebook page is where you're going to want to go see my live videos where we do and go over all those props. If you are an Ash vs. Evil Dead fan and you're here, there will be some videos showcasing some of what it is, but all that content is really going to be on the KOS page, so you check it out. This is now going to start to become a lot more of all the other fandoms I'm into. My Geralt, my Star Wars, heavily my Star Wars stuff, the Yoda build, the Vader costume build, my Kylo modifications, my unique Jedi character that I'm doing, which is really just sort of like a sword trainer who got wiped out at some point during the Clone Wars. Just because I can. It's fun. It's one of those things you want to do. Now that I'm a little older, the characters I want to dress up as are more distinguished, older characters. I'm not playing at the young characters anymore. I don't want to do a young Anakin and a young anybody. I just want to do more older people, more wizards, beards. I'm also going to be doing some ghost stuff. And a very special project that I will be documenting on here, a fan music video that I'll talk more about later. But we'll be doing a Papa 2 because the parts are just coming to me. And I don't know how I'm acquiring them. I don't know why they're finding their way to me. But since they are, let's do Papa 2. And I'll do a little something video special for that. I'm hoping that Papa 2 is just something that I'm going to have ready to go for Halloween this year for fun. So I'm going to be, and of course I'm trying to do a Dumbledore, trying to do a Gandalf. That hasn't abandoned. I recently got the Weta replica 1-to-1 Gandalf pipe, which I will do a video on as well. Weta recently had a sale on their site, and it was 50% off if you bought some stuff, and I bought some stuff. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Hope to do some more vids for everybody in the future. Thanks for stopping in and checking this out. I realized it was a long one, but I haven't done one in so long. I felt like I needed to make a long one. So thank you very much, and subscribe if you want to see more of what I'm working on and how I'm doing some certain mods. It's all low budget stuff. I do not throw a ton of money at my costumes and stuff like that. So you can do low budget, and sometimes it's about waiting for that deal and keeping your eye out and being ready to make a trade to get what you want, but that's how you do it. So if you're into Army of Darkness, Knights of Samaria Facebook page. If you are into everything else, check me out here. And if you're not following the Knights of Samaria page, don't worry about it. If you're following Brett's Groovy Chainsaws, he is one of the admins of the group as well. He's someone you should follow and check his YouTube out. A lot of good content there. And also, if you're a builder, follow your basics. Follow Adam Savage. Follow the Smuggler's Room, which is a fantastic make something from nothing site. He inspires me weekly, and he gives me great content. I love watching that channel. And I recently took a look at the Star Wars Theory page, and I know he's got a bunch of pages, but that's a new one that I've decided to start following in this COVID time. And yeah, like I told everybody, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of projects coming down the pipe. If you're an Ash vs. Evil Dead fan, shoot first and think never. We'll see you soon.